received your green card through marriage to a U.S. citizen and your marriage was less than 2 years old at the time that you were approved for that green card, then you will have received what is referred to as a conditional green card that is only valid for a 2-year time period. Before that conditional green card expires, you're required to file a removal of conditions application with USCIS. Now, that removal of conditions application can take some time to process. Oftentimes, it takes over 2 years for USCIS to adjudicate the 751 application. And people ask, well, what can I do during this time? What measures can I take in order to speed this process up? Or do I have to wait for that 751 to be adjudicated in order to apply for U.S. citizenship? The answer to that is no, you don't have to wait for the 751 to be adjudicated before you apply for U.S. citizenship. So if that 751 has been pending for a period of time, and during the time that you're waiting for the 751 to be adjudicated, you meet the eligibility requirements to become a U.S. citizen through marriage to your U.S. citizen spouse, you can file for your U.S. citizenship through N-400 application for U.S. citizenship through naturalization. You do not have to wait for USCIS to adjudicate the 751 application. Well, what does this do? Well, because USCIS places priority on applications for U.S. citizenship, what it does is it often forces USCIS to adjudicate that 751 earlier so that they can then adjudicate your N-400 application and have your citizenship interview. So this speeds up the adjudication of the 751 and then moves you straight to U.S. citizen if you are approved during your naturalization interview. So by filing that N-400 application as soon as you qualify through 3 years of marriage to a U.S. citizen, it forces USCIS to adjudicate that 751 application, and you actually will skip ever receiving a 10-year green card, and you will go straight from conditional resident automatically to a U.S. citizen if you use this process. So this strategy allows you to file for U.S. citizenship as soon as you meet that 3-year eligibility requirement. Do not have to wait for the 751 to be approved before you file for N-400 application, and it speeds up the process. So you're not sitting and waiting for that I-751 to be approved. And this process works. We've done it many times for many of our clients. You file that N-400 application, USCIS places priority on it. Then what it forces them to do is then have a joint interview for both your 751 removal of conditions application as well as your naturalization. And this gets you to U.S. citizenship as fast as you possibly can without having to wait for the adjudication of that I-751 application.